And all new at 8, America has 5 million stay-at-home moms. Many of them are now ready to go back into the workforce, but it can be intimidating for them. And joining us this morning to talk more about it is Lewis Douglas. He's with Kavaliro Staffing. Always great to see you.
Very much
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
So much of it is about confidence, right? Regaining that confidence to go back in. And this isn't just for stay-at-home moms. There are stay-at-home dads out there, too.
Of course.
How do you go about sort of getting yourself ramped up and ready to go back in?
Well, here's the thing, Amy. You know, getting back into the workforce would be tough, right? Keeping up to date with your professional certifications, maybe licenses within that time is very helpful.
Right, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about what not to do as you get ready to go back. The first thing you got to do is put a resume together,
you want to keep your resume active, but hitting on what not to do is very key. Okay. So we understand that a lot of folks want to make it lighthearted on their time that they spend. But putting titles such as domestic goddess or family CEO, even circus conductor, not a good idea. Yeah. We want to make sure that you're maintaining the integrity of the professionalism of your resume. So steering far clear from those type of titles while being outside of the workforce is key.
So what do you put, Lewis? You've been out of work for 3, 4, 5 years. You have been staying at home with the kids. What do you put on the resume?
Well, good question. So you want to put things that are what the job is looking for, right? So by maintaining maybe getting with social networks in order to get with community outreach, volunteering, a lot of things, you want to stay relevant. So keeping your resume active or planning out going back to the workforce prior to actually jumping back into the workforce should be helpful.
Is it really at this point a lot about who you know? I mean, we always talk about who you know being so important.
Right.
It's really just about finding that one person who's going to give you that little inside or a little bit of a break, right?
It is. It really is. And getting out there. So keeping up with social media has been a very big boost here lately. And especially if you're going to approach social media, having a professional picture putting out there, keep a detailed chronological log of what your education, certifications, or things that are keeping you relevant within the workplace that'll help get you back into the workforce.
Okay, so you land the interview.
Okay.
You're in the chair. You're in the hot seat.
You're ready for it.
Now what? What do you say about that gap, about that, well, I decided to stay home with the kids for a few years, that still makes you sound like, okay, but now I'm ready to get back in?
True, but honesty is always the best policy. And if you're going to explain that gap, of course, you can say it's okay to say that. However, what does the job that you're approaching, what does that need? And how do you translate the time away into those needs? So if you are, for example, maybe you took on some accounting work with a church or a community organization, something like that to fill in that space. Speak about that. It's not necessarily about a paid situation that you may have been in, but it is about just keeping your skills sharp and staying modern within the time span.
Okay. Lewis, how can our viewers find you?
You can always find me directly at LinkedIn, Lewis Douglas on LinkedIn, or www.kavaliro.com.
All right, great to see you as
Amy,
always.
thank you so much.
Great advice for all the working moms and dads out there ready to get back.